Welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from day 3 of the Singapore Fintech Festival. Joining me for this segment, we have Philippe Beaudoin. He is the Senior Vice President of Research for Element AI. We're going to take a look at how academic research has its play into scalable products. Philippe, thanks so much for joining us. And before we get into the academic side, what are some of the emerging global and AI trends that you're seeing in APAC?
Yeah, so one interesting one is the number of national AI strategies that are being announced, and in fact in Singapore today there was the national AI strategy that was announced by the government. And it's interesting to see the amount of work that's being put in the regulatory frameworks and the governance structures that are needed in order to develop AI that humans can trust, that is transparent, and that will essentially unlock the power of the technology for the betterment of people.
What about democratizing AI?
Yeah, so democratizing AI means a lot of different things, but I think one thing that's super important is to make sure that AI can actually work over the long run. If you look at a lot of challenges today, it's about scaling the solutions that we've developed. In many situations, corporations will build one-off versions of AI solutions, and these won't live over the long run. These will tend to go stale or to break down after a while. It becomes a maintenance hell, if you want. And as a result, we really have to invest, and that's what Element AI is doing as a company, investing in making AI that can scale.
All right, so what's the potential that AI has to transform global finance, whether it's in APAC or around the world?
So it can be used in a lot of different situations. So for example, we're working with a large financial institution here in APAC at helping them improve the efficiency of their trade or do better trading decisions. So that's one example in which it can help. But yeah, the impact can be across many other industries too. Manufacturing, there are ways to use AI to do better prediction of maintenance or failure or to detect anomalies. So yeah.
Well, the next question is, because every time we talk about AI, machine learning, and big data, what happens with the workforce? Does that eliminate jobs, or do they need to learn a different skill set to keep up with the new technologies? How do you prepare the workforce for the future of AI?
So I think the biggest challenge is to make sure that people who work with AI understand it enough so that they can develop a trust relationship with these new tools. A lot of the upskilling that will be required will be around making sure the understanding is broad enough and distributed to enough people so that they can work with these systems, understand how they work, get the clues and the hints and the explanation the systems can provide in order for the trust to translate out of AI into the general public.
Right, because I think even when you talk about the workforce, there's not much of an understanding like what the intricacies are between AI and machine learning. They're sometimes used interchangeably, and that's not the case. So I think it's just a matter of basic education for the workforce as well.
Definitely there is a need for basic education. In terms of the difference between these and the reason they're used interchangeably is the biggest advance AI has had in the latest years has been around machine learning. And essentially that's the biggest change. We're dealing with systems that are trained using data rather than being programmed using strict rules. That's why this change is coming back all the time.
All right, Philippe, thanks so much for joining us at the Fintech Festival. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.